guess what? I thought we'd have a quick read of a magazine, and I thought, what magazine do I want to have a read of? And I thought, why not go back to September 1986 and issue number 17 of ZZap64. In days of old, when nights were bold and computers weren't invented, night games. They paid for their night games. And it also features Ghosts and Goblins, which ended up being one of my favourite games of all time. And Ghouls and Ghosts kind of cemented that for me. So, we've got Infiltrator, the game that rocked America. And we've also gotten all the bits and pieces here for the what's going on editorial. Roger Keane is leaving. It was his last episode, last issue, apparently. Who knew? Well, anyone who read the magazine and remembered. Then we've got compilations coming out with loads of good games. Greenberry, Movie, Ping Pong, Yar Kung Fu and Mikey. Didn't play any of them, I think, apart from Yar Kung Fu. Arcania, $8.95. And this is the ex-editor by... He's now happily ensconced in North London, helping out Thalamus' new software house underway. He's been partly replaced by old newcomer Richard Dick Eddy. Oh, right, okay then. So yeah, it's a new old thing. Then you had all the lovely Angelique, more worried about you being well. Hope you're well as well. Well, too many wells in that. I feel like I was in Wellsome. So we've got ZZap, which is the I know what I'm on about. You know what I mean as well, so that's alright then. If you don't stop slugging off gas lidden, the non-eaten teacup litter and liberation front will get you all cups of free. Oh, so they've been sent a letter, which is very exciting. There's some good drawings as well. Look at that drawing. That's a pretty good drawing, actually. I'll be honest with you. First of the bits and pieces people sent in. Someone's even done their own newsfield publication of this in 2041. The old ZZap64. Jazz Rignall bald with a long beard, and everyone else, and someone's died, unfortunately. 2041. So what's it called, Ye Old? Because that's in the future. Even now it's in the future. Hi Kim. Bamboozled. Someone got a bit bamboozled and someone got upset by the golf. You asked for some serious letters, so I'm ringing in. I'm writing in to say that I'm upset with the review you did. That's brilliant. You gotta love the British public. That didn't help, did it? Let's go the other way. There we go. I'll get this camera angle right. So yeah, Super Cycle. There we go. We got it all. We got it all in. We got it all in. Super Cycle. Everyone's saying hi to everyone in the chat room. And then we got Arak, which was a sizzler. Addictive Games, $9.95. Joystick or keys. Jazz Rignall said original and refreshing games on the Commodore seem few and far between these days. Arak is one of those rarities. It's very unusual and graphically excellent arcade adventure where you have to explore 100 location complex and shut down the reactor. Doing so is a difficult task and requires quite a bit of thought and arcade skill to do so. So yeah. To be fair, I wouldn't have thought that was on the Commodore 64, but there you go. Ghosts and Goblins. Look at that gold medal. Told you, one of my favourites of all time, Ghosts and Goblins and Ghouls and Ghosts. I mean, hard as hell. But, you know, love it to death. September 86, Gold Medal Award. At last, Elite have released a decent arcade conversion on the 64. In fact, the best to date. Chris Butler has made a marvellous job of converting the game. Just think what he could have done with Commando if he had been given more time. Yeah, It's fantastic. I never got. I mean, I had it. Never got. Never got very far. No snow at all. No, absolutely none. Ghosts and Goblins got 97%, an outstanding arcade conversion, and it just got better if you played it on the Mega Drive. Well, Ghouls and Ghosts on the Mega Drive, and if you played Super Ghosts and Goblins on the no, it was Super Ghouls and Ghosts on the Super Nintendo. That was amazing as well, and the PC Engine version was good. Then we go on to Trap, which got 82, which isn't bad, I'll be honest with you. Mission Elevator. Doesn't sound too exciting. Got 84. A great elevator action oriented arcade game. Then you got all the little adverts that we went through before. And then we've got Floyd the Droid. 62%. Just goes to show that not all original games are good ones, which is a very good point. It sounds a fun game, but I found it somewhat tedious and lacking in action. The graphics are not bad, but they don't make up for the lack of action. The pipes all become slightly samey, and without mapping it could be confusing. The icon system is simple to use, but it's quite difficult to implement into the game. I have little enthusiasm for this game, but it may prove interesting if you're into robots and sewage. I can't see a great market for this. Okay, fair enough. Wave the Tiger, which would be a Kung Fu-y type game. We've got 64, nothing new to inspire here. No, we are completely snow free at the moment. This is a snow free town, but it's Wigan. We don't get weather in Wigan. It's one of the things I noticed when I moved here from the Pennines. Dragon's Lair. Now, Dragon's Lair, it was in the arcade. It was a Laserdisc cartoon game, and they tried bringing it out on the Commodore 64. And they give it 69%, a good arcade conversion and an interesting concept, which is let down by weak gameplay elements. But to be fair, the elements in the game were pretty quick action, and there was, even in the arcade, it just had to be, you know, hit the right direction at exactly the right time. Otherwise, that was it. You were gone. Night games. They pay for their night games. They were to lose it. No, they don't use. They use numbers, they don't use names. It says in the rules, it's strictly for their cools to play their night games. They pay for their night games. But with my neck shining, there we go. It's a bit better, isn't it? Let's do that again though. There you go. So yeah, night games. Never played it, I'll be honest. Although ironically, it was a picture of a game that was involved in the Middle Ages that got me to buy an Amiga, and that was in this magazine, the picture. Not this actual magazine, Zap magazine. 90% though, so yeah, I may have missed out. The Second City, $5.95. Magnificent. Used the original aspects of Mercenary. Paul Wokes has come up with one of the most devious and addictive programs I've played in a long time. It got 95%. A classic and a half. Although it's an add-on, it says here, warning, you must have the original Mercenary to be able to run this program. Ah, so there you go then. It's a game where you, well, basically an add-on. Wow, 1986 add-ons, who knew? Now the record-breaking Commodore show moves north. It's going to Miss Sackville Street, Manchester, September the 12th, 30th and 14th. And look, it's on one of those new spangly 125 trains. Looks epic. I'm going to go to that. I didn't, obviously. The All American Gold Rush. So we're looking at some, I assume, US gold games here. World Games, Super Cycle, Express Raider, Championship Wrestling, He-Man and the Masters of the Universe, and Gauntlet, which I did play a lot. The All-American Gold Rush carries on. We've got Movie Monster, Xevious, that was the game I was trying to think of the other day. Beyond the Hidden Forest and Breakthrough. Xevious was an amazing arcade shoot 'em up where it was basically vertical scroll. You were going up the screen, or rather the screen was coming down. You can move around in that area, and you fired lasers to shoot the spaceships, but you also had a little target that you put onto bases and tanks and things. And if you got past the first couple of levels, you got this section with these obelisks rotating, towards you, and at the time I'd never seen anything like it, and that was in the arcade. Obviously it didn't work as well on the Amiga or any other console. Evesham Micros, we already said that we've did a lot with Evesham Micros back in the day. I don't think I got my Commodore 64 from there, but I definitely got my Amiga from Evesham Micros. Droids, these are the droids you were looking for. 46%. Basically it looks like Impossible Mission droids. They've got their own game and it doesn't seem to work. What does Jazz say? This is a loose cross between Paranoid and Impossible Mission, but unfortunately it hasn't got the gameplay of either. There are plenty of good ideas within the game, but the whole game is dull, one of which gets boring after a couple of plays. The graphics aren't too bad and the title screen is pretty good, but the sound is virtually non-existent. It's a shame. That game so dull. Oh, that game is so dull. Never mind. Meanwhile, we can always think the Bismarck. Why not? Warhawk. That one was budget, and it got $1.99, 80%. One of the better shoot 'em ups on the 64, and one of the cheapest too. And then the Mighty Bog, aka Grey Marsh, plays around with Commodore's music expansion system. So it looks like it plugs into the Commodore 64. I was never into that kind of thing then, and I'll be honest, I'm still not now. Then you had Wave Exploding Fist 2, known as Fist 2. I'm going to get rid of that black thing now because that's annoying me. There we go. I'll move myself a bit more out of the way. There you go. That's better, isn't it? That's better. Right then, so yeah, Wave the Fist 2, Zap Readers, top 30 for September. Iridium, Mercenary, International Karate, Paradroid, Hardball. Hardball 1, Hardball 2 was good. Super Bowl, Thrust, Summer Games 2, I had that. Winter Games, I think I had that as well. Eldian, Spin Dizzy, Boundy, ER Kung Fu, I had that. Commando, I had that. Leaderboard, I had that. Kung Fu Master, Pit Stop 2, favourite game. Probably, well, one of my favourite games on the 64 of all time. Of all time. Green Beret, Bomb Jack, Slam Ball, Rambo, Ghosts and Goblins, favourite game of all time, period. Fight Night, Night Games, well, favourite, Ghosts and Goblins, favourite franchise, even though they only did 2. Revs, Karina's Rift, Starquake, and Tau Ceti. Oh, we've got an address, look. Grant Watson of 39 Moleview Road, Buckley, Clwyd. And he's written, he's voting for his 5 games. Number 1 is Paradroid, second is Thrust, Greenberry, Leaderboard, and Thing on a Spring. I like Thing on a Spring. If I win £40 worth of games, I would like to the games I would like are Super Cycle, Split Personalities, WAR, and Alley Cat, and he was a medium T-shirt size. I wonder if he's still with us, and I'm wondering if he's remembers filling that form in. Wasteland was one of the best 64 games. I never played it, so I can't comment. So your opinion is welcome. Challenge. 14-year-old Matthew Ward, for that is he. He saved the day apparently. Hang on. Look there. He's climbing out the window. Climbing out the window, and that is the street where I was stood underneath when I did my visit to wherever this place was based at. The Score Lord speaketh, and then we've got Glider Ride. It sounds a bit naff. It looks like a geometric kind of game as well, which looks impossible to do. Well, it can't have been on. It must have been on the Amiga or something. That wouldn't have worked on the Commodore 64, I don't think. Although having said that, if you look at the screen size and the actual gameplay size, yeah, it might do because they shrink it down, don't they? You're the one who's welcome back, Angela. We should have said welcome back to you. The Best of Beyond, Psy Warrior, Enigma Force, Quake -1, and Shadowfire. 4 classic games for the price of 1, Your Commodore won't believe its luck. Not answered this question here, unfortunately. That's a shame. Speak easy. Anthony Clark has been chatting up the local Commodores with aid of superior software's speech. Here's how he got on. I can imagine he didn't get on well. Because yeah, I don't think that would have worked. And then you got WAR, which is a game that our guy from Cluid wanted to be sent if he was lucky enough to win, but he didn't win because he didn't send it off. And then we've got Jeff Minter's Diary, where he's making a brand new game, and I still follow him on the old Twitter because he's hilarious. He's a bit obsessed with sheep, but I mean he lives in Wales, so I can kind of forgive him for that. I wonder if he... you don't think... No, it's not. Compute Mart, Falcon Street, Loughborough, Leicestershire. An attack of the killer tomatoes. Can you imagine any game this red and squishy? A global golden turkey production. Sounds exciting. Although I never saw it. We've got some hints and tips. Greenberry, Frantic Freddy, Ollie's Follies. We've got the maps for Saboteur, or a map for Saboteur. Don't know where you start. You've got to work your way. I assume all the way up there. God, can you imagine you get up here and then you die and you have to rewind the tape and then reload it all again and play it all again? It'd be so annoying. But we did it. We didn't know any better, did we? We've got Eureka, Ghosts and Goblins. You can put 255 lives in for infinite lives as well. So in any of the 4 levels, any of the 5 weapons, make zombies, bring up more pots. Yeah, I prefer it as is, I'll be honest. And Chucky Egg, that's a forgotten classic. That was a good game. Ark Pandora, with another kind of map thing. And people actually spent hours writing these things out and drawing them up. I never did. Impossible Mission. Again, I wouldn't go through all them. Missions, a mission you can never complete. Galvian. I never completed anything. So, RMS Titanic. Obviously this was 1986, so they hadn't found it then. Wanted Monty Mole. I've got a Monty Mole mug downstairs. Chiller, Hunchback 2, Thrust, Mercenary, loads of cheats. Ultima 4. Law of the West, Tower City, Deathquake, and Where's My Bones? All games with cheats. Software by mail, so you can fill them in, send it off. Ludlow, that's where that window was that I was stood underneath. Mission Elevator. I mean, got a pretty impressive looking advert for it, but yeah, it didn't do overly well with the review score. And then all these that you can get. Issue 1 was the 1st of May 1985. Well, no, it wasn't the 1st of May, it was in May 1985, and they've sold out the June and the July one as well. But you can still buy them from August, September, October, November, and you just tick the ones you want. Order 3 or 4 and get 40 pence off the total cost. in massive letters. Total cost, 40 pence off. Better still, order 5 and get 20 pence off each item. All back issues are now £1.20. Overseas orders £2 per magazine. They cost a small fortune to send. To be fair, 20p each, including P&P, for a back issue of a magazine that only cost £1, is really good value. And if you got the 20p knocked off as well, it's even better value, isn't it? So it's probably cheaper to just send off for them. And then these amazing Oliver Frey artworks. I'm sure I met, well, I saw Oliver Frey. I was like a table away from him, but I was too shy to actually talk to him. Graphic Adventure Creator. This has got a gold medal as well. What has it got on it? Okay. That doesn't actually tell me what score it got. goes on to something else here. Zap Adventure, and these are the text-based games or whatever. Hunchback the Adventure gets 60%. The Hulk. Oh, it is the Hulk as well. Look, you see him transforming. Don't make me angry. You won't like me when I'm angry. That got 65%. The Wizard had a mailbag as well. People sent their addresses in. I just can't believe that. Imagine that, sending your address in somewhere. I mean, it's like people who sell stuff on Facebook nowadays, isn't it? Oh yeah, I've got this mobile phone I want to sell. I'm going to stick it on Facebook because I'm pretty sure anyone who sees the fact I've got a £400 or £500 mobile phone for sale for 50 quid is going to come round and be honest and not try and rob me. A new tape to disc system and fast computer repairs. Video Vault International, not a 5-star, a 10-star repair service. Wow, I think they're being a bit greedy there. And that was in Glossop, 1986. I've been working in Glossop in 1986. I don't remember Video Vault. Mind you, I didn't go to the town centre. So you reckon you're a Master Blaster? So you get the medal of redemption in the manor. Alright, so you have to get the games from here and liken them to the images. So that is Yia Kung Fu. Or is it not? Might be International Karate. That's Pit Stop 2, definitely. That's Bomber Jack. Bomb Jack. That's some crappy football game, so who cares? That looks like Nightmare, but I don't think Nightmare had a game. Well, they got Scale Electric as well, have they? Yeah, Scale Electric. Where's Scale Electric? What's something that was Scale Electric? That'd be really annoying. Oh no, that's Scale Electric because they're building the track lock. I could never get it to meet up when I had Scale Electric games. It was really annoying. Really annoying. Right, so you've got all these things to look at as well. I can't be bothered. Jack the Nipper. Remember when Jack the Nipper come out? I never played it though, I'll be honest. I remember it coming out. Get your literary talents working. Copies of Graphic Adventure Creator on offer. Describe a location and win. Alright, cool. It's a decent thing actually. Shadow Spiel. Mincin. Or Minchin, not Mincin. Girlies, Giddy Rise to Fame, an abridged version. Mission AD. That's a very basic Terminator-esque poster advert thing. Virgin Game Centres and Virgin Games. Dare you accept the challenge with Virgin Atlantic Challenge Game? Oh, that's when Virgin Atlantic had the speedboat. Yeah, before he did aeroplanes and stuff like that, he had a speedboat. Denton Designs are back. Beyond the Final Frontier. Leonard Nimoy and William Shatner. My mother, to be fair, still has a thing for William Shatner. Yeah. It's weird at the time. Various other bits and pieces. I think this is like gossip. Yeah, Newsflash. So this must be the bit that they kind of leave blank and then they fill it in at the last minute when they've done all the reviews and everything to keep it up to date. So we've got some drawings and things here. Wow, that's a good one. I like that chicken. It's really good. Look at that. Cool, isn't it? Ah, this is better. We're in colour now. No Judge Dredd one. He is the law, Judge Dredd. That is true. And we've got a rather shiny baseball playing a robot from the art gallery. Got a preview of Martek's Itchy Mother. Don't remember that game ever coming out, I'll be honest. Speech. We don't really do speech now, do we? Not very often. Good to see you in Neat as well. Joy Ball. The Euromax Ace, the Euromax Micro Pro. My favourite one was the Zip Stick when I had the Amiga, which basically looked exactly the same as that, but these were yellow and the knob bit was yellow, but it was a bit clicky. But you didn't mind clicky back then. I don't like clicky now. I mean, the other thing, well, one thing that clicks that I can't stop clicking in my knees, but that's just old age, isn't it? Alright, here we go. Here's a recipe. Kill a pigeon, genuinely. Take a chicken leg, take a hot dog, pick an apple, put it inside a pie, add it with tomato sauce, spelled wrong, tomato, it's got an E on it there, add mustard, cream the apple, put it at the bottom of the can, put on top of it the pie in the can, put it in the can, put it into the can, the apple, add peas, pour hot water to make pea soup. Yeah, I won't be doing that recipe, thank you very much. Win Monsters prize, Dragon Lair up for grabs. Can you spot the differences? That's genius. What's he called? Grant Watson. He's circled here with the pen on the white bits, but on the black bit where it's different, he circled it with Tipex. That is genius. I can imagine that Grant Watson made a lot of money for himself. He's probably a multi-millionaire now, living in Los Angeles or something. Oh, Chris Butler talking about the making of Ghosts and Goblins. Is that back? So they're just looking, they're actually reviewing their magazines when their magazines have not been out a year yet, and they're calling it Zapback. Wow. And then we've got Budget, Nightwalker, 40%, Tongue Sticking Out, Hands Over Eyes, Freak Factory, Hands Over Eyes, Grimacing Face, Face Plant, 28%, my god, Hands Over Eyes again, Grimacing again, Praying to the Lords, 28%, and that was for Ninja Master. I used to buy a lot of the $1.99 games and the $2.99 games though, because they were $1.99 and $2.99. So, and most of them were crap. Zap and Gremlin Graphics bring you the challenge to no less than 6 classic games for only $14.99. That sounds like a bargain. Thing on a Spring is there, that's good. Wizard's Lair was good. Drop Zone was good. And Who Dares Wins was good. Monty on the Run was good. And Bounder, I'd never really played Bounder, so yeah. Back to the budget games, 11%. Terminally boring piece of software, video poker. Value for money, if you want a gambling game, then Vegas Jackpot is the same price and more exciting. How much was it? $1.99. Beer Belly's Burt Brew Biz. I didn't have a Beer Belly back then. Presentation, not a great deal to impress, 45%. Lacking in colour and imagination. There are more interesting games available for the same price. An old and decrepit platform game which has nothing new or exciting to offer. 32%. Formula 1 Simulator, you think that would do well? No, 54%. And the Galaxy Birds, 60%. Oh, a couple of thumbs up though. Well, double thumbs up there and a single thumbs up there. And he doesn't look that unimpressed. And then we've got an advertisement here for the Snow Queen. An unusually intriguing illustrated text adventure from St. Bride's. From Mosaic Publishing. Nope, me neither. Jet Strike Mission, 4%. Graphics 9%, atrocious use of keyboard character graphics, sound 8%, the programmer doesn't seem to know the meaning of the word. Hookability 12%, holds the same morbid fascination as a good road accident. Lastability, but it's nowhere near as pleasant. That's oh wow, that's 3%. Value for money 4%. Grossly overpriced, $4.95 for what it offers. April is the first is a long way off. Necromancer. Only got 40%. I just thought that was a decent. I never played it, but it sounds like a decent game, doesn't it? You got ZZap64 sweatshirt and cap, which sadly I never bought because I'll be able to wear them while I'm looking at the Zap, wouldn't I? I can't even remember. I can't even imagine what a 9% graphics score from that Nexus 6 would look like. That's what it looks like. And then we've got Split Personalities, which is another game that Reese wanted. We've got Ronald Reagan, Margaret Thatcher, and they're all... Oh, it's a tile game. Got 93%, it got Sizzler. Good instructions and suitable options, 90%. Graphics 92%, excellent stuff. The characters are well drawn and the puzzle pieces whiz around smoothly. What did Gary Penn say? There are very few arcade puzzles on the 64s. NG, Rock and Bolt and Confusion are the only decent ones which spring to mind. So it's nice to see a new one appear, especially when it's as good as this. It's all very competent, highly original and playable, although I still prefer the aging Zenji. And although it has somewhat limited appeal, it deserves to do well. Fair. And then Mission AD. Mission AD. $9.95 this one. Keys which are redefinable, which again was ahead of its time. See, ZZap64 t-shirt and sweatshirt. That's bizarre. Plenty of options and great in-game presentation. Overall, for Mission AD, 80%. It is overpriced for what it offers, 75% for the price, but overall 80%. But it's one of them. But if the thought of terminating criminals appeals, then you may well find it compelling. And Rockford says Mission Thingy at the bottom. Mission Thingy. And then you got Wing Commander, which has got really bad, 32%. Danger Mouse in Double Trouble, well that's always going to be bad, isn't it? And it's geometric as well. We've got Tongue Sticking Out, Hand Over the Face, 30%. Caverns of Arabian, which has got 25% overall. And then you've got the Second City, which is the add-on, a new data set for Commodore and 64, and you have to have Mercenary to play it. And then finally, Hercules. Rockford is Strong and Mighty, and thing on a spring says Little and Bouncy. Alpha Amiga $4.95, joystick only, overall 92%. Don't judge by the cover. Beneath the awful exterior lies a superb platform game. I say it doesn't look great, to be honest with you. And then you've got Parallax advertisements, and then you've got the end of it. Oh, look, we've got Ghosts and Goblins, yay! And Paperboy, yay! And that, therefore, ends us. We're finishing now, Angela. That ends the ZZap64 flick through here on Techie TV. I flicked through other magazines before, and I'll probably flick through more again in the future. So thank you very much for watching, if indeed you still are. Big shout out to Angela O'Kane, Kim Braid, Jane Morris and Annie, and I will see you all again next time. I may even see you later on if I'm playing a game. So look after yourselves, stay safe.